Thanks much.
Yeah,
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think I want to start with a homework from the testimony of Mr. Chetty. I think the first is that we must write to the Minister of Justice, the NTPP, and the head of IDAC to ask them if they would have employed an investigator at IDAC with the identity of Mr. Baluchan, whilst he has been found guilty by a competent court of law. Also, Chair, I want to implore the committee to write to the National Director of Power Prosecutions to explain prosecutorial delays in respect of the prosecutor Chabalala. Is it Chabalala?
Richard, sorry, Chair. Richard Tyler Shabalala.
Yes. The
case was
prosecutorial delays in respect of
in
matters.
May 2022.
Prosecutorial delays in respect of matters where Mr. Chetty is involved. And also, if are there any reasons that all matters involving Mr. Chetty are delegated to the same prosecutor. I also, Chair, wish us to implore the committee to also inquire from the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service if the investigator employed at IDAC, who is a former employee of SAPS, had been made to undergo DC procedures and was dismissed by SAPS. So we need that confirmation. And lastly, Chair, I want to implore us to write to the head of IPID to explain to us on what are the delays in respect of complaints submitted by Mr. Chetty at IPID. Say the first complaint was which year?
Honorable Member, my case was open in July 2022, and it got to IPID only at the end of 2023.
Okay. So maybe if they can explain that to us, Chair. Now let's go to the contents of your statement. In paragraph 2.1, you mentioned 6 cases which have been identified to be carrying very serious charges. And you're raising a concern at 2.2, the next paragraph, that all these cases are being investigated by the same investigator, Belachan. Am I pronouncing it?
Sunil Beluchan.
Belachan.
Yes.
But what is your suspicion towards in terms of what the law prescribes? There is no limit at which an investigator or a prosecutor or even a magistrate can be allocated to cases relating to me. So, but we want to get it from you that what is your suspicion around these perpetual people who are involved in your cases, prosecutor, IDAC investigator, the same magistrate who signs the same warrant of arrest and all those things?
Honorable Member, Sunil Beluchan was based in the Eastern Cape, Zwelicha. As long as I know, in all his affidavits, in these warrants, it's stipulated that it's based in Zwelicha. Firstly, I don't know if he had any jurisdiction coming here. Secondly, if obtaining 3 warrants of arrest the same day.
You know most, yes, Mr. Chetty, that the jurisdiction is NPA. So NPA can pull up or pull out any resource they have in whatever corner of South Africa.
Honorable member, at that time,
So that's why I'm asking about what suspicion do you have specifically about this?
and I will explain,
Yeah.
sorry, honorable member, I will explain it to you in detail.
Sure.
Sunil Beluchan at that time, when this case was, when he started coming to Gauteng, he was reporting to the DNC at detectives. He was a policeman. He was never at the NPA when he started. All of these cases here are now at IDAC. When listening to Advocate Johnson, I heard about a 27 referral. All of these cases, I have his affidavits where he says he's the complainant and he's the investigator in all of these cases. In all of these cases. So in my view, Sunil Beluchan, Dilip Perumal, Richard Tyler Shabalala, he's taken this thing personal. I don't know why. I don't know why.
So you suspect that, but they are targeting you. Are these people, Belucham and Pullman, the same people who arrested General Kumalo and others?
100% honorable member.
Oh, okay.
It's the same, sorry, honorable, it's the same.
So you suspect it's the same modus operandi?
Same tactics. In my honorable member, in my affidavit, at one stage where in this, let's call it Hollywood arrest, how they were arresting me. They see me at the police station. I'm signing my bail conditions on a Monday. Tuesday, they see me at court. I'm appearing. Wednesday, while signing in, they're waiting for me outside the police station. 3 cars.
Okay. So you think they're serving whose interest by doing this to you?
I think the honorable member, I think they got power excited. Because again, IDAC.
But there's no one who's coordinating this. So it's their issue. There's no one who's saying they must do this. That's why I'm asking whose interest are they doing this, as you allege? You are not aware of it.
In my view, from my understanding, and watching the ad hoc committee over time, and watching Advocate Johnson, and I think she is the one, because we go back to James Ramanjalam, which I didn't put on record. Sorry, honorable member, we're getting away from your question, but I just want to talk about James Ramanjalam quickly. Before he was arrested, he was friends with Andrea Johnson. Before she got appointed at IDAC. When I was detained with James Ramanjalam in prison, he told me she used to send food to his family, to his daughter. There was a communication going on and so forth. But it's amazing that from all our cases now, James disappeared. Because at that time when we got arrested, Andrea Johnson was not the head of IDAC. It was Harmonia Cronje. So when she got into power, Mr. Ramanjalam disappears from all the cases.
This person who disappeared was the accused person.
He is one of the accused in my case.
One of the accused.
Yes.
But he was part of the accused list before Advocate Andrea Johnson became head of IDAC. And you can prove that they have a special relationship, whatever it is.
100% Robo member.
I also want to take a homework from this, that the head of IDAC also explains how this accused just disappeared from the list of accused and whether they have a special relationship, so as to test the allegation from the witness. So you have cast 5 cases of 2022. We have cast 143, 144, 145, and 142. So would you say that they flow from the first case that was registered against you under the case 235 that was struck off roll?
Honorable member, you're 100% yes.
It's what you call baby cases.
Yes, it's the babies of 335 that was struck off the roll.
So what are you suspecting around it?
The case was struck off the roll because delay from the IDAC, and they requested a racketeering certificate. That is why the case was struck off the roll. So from my understanding, they had a problem bringing the case back on the roll because the magistrate's judgment, which is in my annexures, states that they need to go and collect the racketeering certificate and start de novo, which starts afresh. So it was too much of work for these guys. So they rather went to extract statements, evidence from the case struck of the roll and open these baby cases, 143, 144, 145. But all three of these cases were authorized the same day, but executed at different times.
Okay, but do you know that in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, you can join and disjoin cases or charges in actual fact? In terms of law?
Yes,
Yeah.
but sorry, honorable member, but in this specific case, the case was struck off the roll, 342A, subsection C. They did not comply with the magistrate's order, but what did they rather do is go and take out evidence from that same case and open new cases.
But also, do you know that it is legally permissible that the state can re-enroll a case that was struck off roll?
100% honorable
Okay.
member, I'm aware.
You list a number of cases there in paragraph 2.2 of charges against this Belochan person and confirm that you have a personal knowledge that he is guilty. That's in 2.2 of all charges. How do you know his guilt of charges? I don't understand.
Honorable member, just remember, I'm just putting it on record. From all the abuse of power from these IDAC officials, they've been trying to silence me for many, many years, putting me in prison, opposing my bail, saying I'm gonna kill them with no evidence, leaving me in different prisons. So I've been reporting it to the media, as I said earlier, and people have been calling me and giving me these things, this information. Yes, I have done my research.
What was your interest when you were doing the research? What triggered you to do this research?
Honorable member, I've been harassed by, let's say even tortured by this team for many years. They started with me from 2018. I've been complaining everywhere. There's not a place.
So you're starting your own fight back now?
Not a fight.
And
I've been educated, sorry, I've been using my common sense and utilizing the system where I'm allowed to utilize. I never abuse the system, but these people really abuse their powers, and they only are busy using state machinery to fight their personal battles. I have proof.
Yeah, okay. 6.12. You make mention of a rape of a minor child. And I must tell you that as this parliament, we've just, in the recent years, passed 3 laws protecting any form of abuse against women and children. So we take particular interest when it relates to these kind of things. Can you elaborate without actually giving us the raw detail, but elaborate for our understanding? What are you talking about?
Which, sorry, honorable member.
6.12 in your statement.
Six
6.12.
What page is it? Sorry, honorable member.
I'll tell you now. It's page 27. A source from the Eastern Cape informed me that a case of rape was opened against Belochan and Bishop of a minor. Then it continues.
Yes. Honorable member, this is true. Unfortunately, if I did not have bail conditions that I have to report to Sergeant Belochan to go to the Eastern Cape, I was willing to drive to the Eastern Cape to go and visit this minor's mom. This child's mom opened a case at Bishu in the Eastern Cape, right? On what he has done. on this allegation. And I have knowledge there is a medical report. I have knowledge, I have facts that, let's say facts, I am not told they're the same team. All of these guys are aware of it. And I can put it on record. I will put it on record here. I have nothing to lose anymore. I've been arrested many times. I'm not scared. I'm not going to lie here. I'm not here to lie.
But you don't know if that case is still in the roll or it disappeared.
Honorable member, let me say why I'm saying I'm going to talk the truth. This certain reporter, Sipo Jack, I confronted him with this. And he contacted Advocate Shabalala.
Who is Sipachek?
He's the reporter from the Daily News.
Okay.
And he contacted Advocate Shabalala. And Advocate Shabalala says he's aware of it. He's aware of this. And please, you know, Peluchan is suicidal. That's what Sipo Jack tells me. Shabalala told him. So regarding this specific case of the minor, it's the truth. And these guys, as long as they have state machinery, will cover up each other. And this, I believe, it's not the first time. It's not the only. I'm dealing with these guys for many years, and I've seen their behavior towards society. Unfortunately, people are silenced to come and talk.
So he means that the alleged perpetrator must be protected from killing himself, whilst the child must be allowed to allegedly be sexually abused, sexually assaulted.
Honorable member, this is my understanding.
Okay, now let's pass. Now, you make mention at 2.3 that you are aware that Mr. Pelocham faced disciplinary proceedings in 2015, and Perulam was the presiding officer in those proceedings. Is this the case you are talking about that happened at SAPS?
Honorable member, he was arrested in a sting operation in 2014 by the Hawks in Eastern Cape. I think the article is in my annexures. And one must remember that I was arrested with a lot of police officers back in 2020. And a lot of the officers as well were going through the departmental cases with the union reps and so forth. And it came to my attention that Dylan Perumal is the one that was sitting as a chairperson to reinstate
This case at SAPS?
Yes, this was at SAPS back in 2014, before they came to Gauteng.
No, that's fine. Because anyway, we've already taken a decision to write to SAPS. So they're going to clarify the issues relating to that. But you also mentioned Perulam in the fiasco of PKTT dockets taken from KwaZulu-Natal to head office. Can you brief us? So how is he associated with this?
Honorable member, to my understanding, when I opened up 12 of 7, fast forward, it went to General Sabia. General Sabia knew very well who the suspects were. Dylan Perumal, Richard Tyler Shabalala, Sunil Beluchan. On General Mangonazi's press briefing, I put the 1 and 1 together because the suspects in my case from 2022 is the same people at IDAC that he was giving these dockets to. And one must remember that this person by the name of Matthew Sasoko is a big part in everything here. He is Perumal's boss. He is Perumal's boss. And before my arrest in 2023, Matthew Sasoko and Paulo were sitting with General Sabia discussing my case because the investigating officer called Richard Tyler Shabalala.
But did you have a case that was investigated by PKTT?
No.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I think let's drop it there. It was anyway, Tuesday, General Masemola is coming to testify. Wednesday, General Nqola is still coming. So we'll cross-reference this matter with them. You look so happy.
Thank you, Honorable Member. For the first time in many years, I'm voicing the truth.
Yeah.
The truth. And unfortunately, a lot of people had passed on in these cases. So maybe they're giving me the energy to maybe be happy.
Okay. Let's go to the co-accused you shared the cell with, Mr. Ramanjulam. Is it Ramanjulam? Eh?
James Ramanjulam.
Yeah, so the evidence leader did ask you do you know that he has been convicted? And you said you are not aware.
Honorable Member, we don't know anything about James Ramanjulam. The IDAC has never brought anything to court stating that he's a state witness or is convicted, anything, nothing. So I don't know where he is, but I do know that he and Andrea Johnson were friends because they met in 2020 when.
Oh, this is the same James who disappeared from the accused list.
Yes.
The one you say they have special relationship with the head of IDAC, Advocate Andrea Jones.
Yes, Honorable Member.
He's the same James.
Same James.
Yeah. So you last saw James in the cells at prison.
And I saw him in the cells at prison, yes. And then I did go in 2023 to visit him at CMAX prison in Pretoria.
Hosmambor.
Yes, because I was also
Did you find him there?
I found him there at CMAX.
Okay. That was the last time you checked.
Yes.
That's fine. But are you aware from the discussion we held of joinder and disjoinder of charges? Are you aware if there was a disjoinder of charges of James from those of you? Was there a court process that disjointed, separated the charges of James from those of you and others?
Honorable Member, never. James disappeared. Never.
So it is your evidence that James Ramanjulam was never formally removed from the charges you all faced.
Honorable Member, never.
So you can conclude by saying James Ramanjulam has actually disappeared from the witness list.
100%, Honorable Member, he has disappeared. We don't know where he is, why he's gone.
What have you done to these people? We're still trying to think, why would they behave the manner in which you are alleging?
Honorable Member, I did research a lot on Dylan Perumal. There's a Savoy case here. I don't know if you saw it in my affidavit back in 2006 at the SCA. At that time, he was a Lieutenant Colonel, Dylan Perumal. And the same actions he is doing now, he did back then. And in the judgment, the SCA judgment says there's abuse of power here. And whatever they are doing is wrong. And then I fast forward to my bail judgment, which is also here. And
Mr. Chetty.
yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. I was done.
Thank you so much. It's exactly